Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays EU4 for Absolute Beginners. We are back with England. And basically we need to build up our monarch power, build up our technology, pay off our loans, build up our finances, and kind of fix everything. But it's still going well. Okay, so first things first, we're just waiting for these provinces to core. We're also waiting for our spy networks to build up. So I think realistically we can increase the speed at least a bit. Maybe a lot. Okay, Castile wants a royal marriage. We're definitely going to go for that. We need our loans, which is why it's important that we get them paid off. Alright, these are the ones we were doing further down. I see. Okay, so if we fabricate some claims on Brittany, maybe if we go for just a couple. Although in some ways we almost might as well just carry on down here because we're not going to make use of them. And Flanders, apparently we can reach Brugge and Ghent. So yeah, fair enough, just carry on. Okay, so I don't think we've had this before. Obviously we have been pulling our allies into wars. Now it's their turn. This one is relatively benign as far as we're concerned, so we should definitely accept it. So it does mean we've gone to war again, but our war exhaustion had just reached 0, so that's not so bad. Raise the question of exactly how much help we should be. So Granada is this country down here, but they are being supported by these larger countries. Still not too concerned. It's possible that France will just help. We've completed our estates, which is fine. On the plus side, the fact that we're at war means our war taxes have gone up. I'm just seriously questioning whether we honestly want to provide any real help. I suppose we could send our navy down. Part of me feels like, seeing as we're at war anyway, maybe we should take the opportunity to make war ourselves, you know. I might just move an army up near Scotland. So I don't think we have a claim on Sligo yet, but we could pick a fight with Ulster. And take a bit of Scotland while we're at it. I'm sort of thinking, even though we're probably going to end up vassalising Scotland, maybe we would be better off knocking them down a bit. And seeing as we've been dragged into a war anyway, might need a diplomat, of course. Are we anywhere near to getting one back? We are not, which is annoying. Okay, I'm going to temporarily pull a diplomat out of spying on Brittany, because I think that's going to be a long-term thing anyway. And we're going to try to take Ulster. So I would have preferred to have gone for Sligo over here as a way to start a fight with Scotland. But yeah, so this is literally really just about starting a fight with Scotland at a time when they won't have any other allies. It'll make them less useful as a vassal, but it'll also make them easier to conquer, and it will get us some more land of our own. And you can just go back to spying on Brittany. So I'm assuming France will actually help our ally down here, but I can't imagine Castile having any issues, so while they might be a little annoyed that we're not being more helpful than we are, it should be enough to stop us looking really, really bad. So if you remember, I think we had claims on these 3 provinces of Scotland. Whether we can take all 3, I'm not sure. And it's going to hold us back in terms of administrative power. Okay, so we've got now these alerts are getting in the way. Okay, we've finished coring a province, which is good. And you can just join in the siege. Okay, so I don't think this has happened before. This tends to follow on from coring provinces. Even once you've cored them, they can still cause issues. So the next step, a lot of the time, is to make them into states, which you can do for free, but it then requires you to re-core them. But it's generally a good idea to do this, just to keep things nice and stable in your nation. So that province at least is pretty much considered a naturalised part of England now. Okay. Haven't seen the actual Scottish army yet. Nations getting out there. Okay, we have 20 on Ormond, so fabricate a claim on them. Getting ready for our next stage of Irish expansion. Awfully, I'm not sure why we started spying on them. I think that was me not thinking carefully, because of course we already had a claim. What we should have been doing is spying on these 2. Right, how are we doing? Still going? Influenza. Right, I've never seen a good reason to ignore this. I think we should just lose the admin power and quarantine them, just because I don't trust it not to spread. Mercantilist policies, so we can either gain mercantilism, which generally is a good thing, but this improves institution spread, which may be more effective, even though the decrease in mercantilism is permanent. Could really use institution spread right now. So that's, you know, the rate at which the Renaissance spreads throughout our country. Okay, Brabant is spying on us. New practices of our merchants. Okay. We're probably about to gain prestige from conquering, so I'm going to ignore them. A lot of the time I would accept it because prestige is quite difficult to keep going. All of our truces are now over. And we can actually make further claims, so we're going to be pulling our spy out of Flanders because that's the last claim we can make against Flanders. I'm assuming we already have one against Burgundy. Yeah, as long as we just got a few on everyone. So that actually gives us a free diplomat, so we should start improving relations with people again. Let's go with France. Definitely worth keeping our relations good with France. We've got another claim on Brittany as well. So I'm going to claim the areas that border France, just in case France is thinking they might have a claim, and I might let it go to 3 provinces. So in theory we could take Brittany in 2 wars. Lord heretics, okay. Let's take our best army down and take him out. I did wonder what that uprising alert was going to be. What's our welder? Nice and close to the army. This obviously isn't doing our manpower any good. Oop. 1 siege of Dumfries, which is brilliant. So I'm guessing we can now go into Ayrshire. I think we'll also need to take this fort in order to claim these lands. We have lost our heir. We either lose stability or we lose prestige. Well, it's callous, but I'm going to lose prestige. This potentially puts us at danger of a War of the Roses again, which is unfortunate. Not a lot we can do though. Kind of surprised the Scottish army hasn't made an appearance. It's the main reason I moved both the troops over here, because I wasn't convinced I could take the Scottish army on with just one of our armies. But they don't seem to be around. Yeah, here we go. War of the Roses. It almost looks like it started from scratch again though, which is good. (1969). Well, not a lot we can do. Just have to hope we get another heir. So I'm kind of wondering now whether the Scottish army is less powerful than I had assumed. Okay, should be able to get a +1 and a visor. National manpower makes more sense of the 2 abilities. Fort defense isn't really needed. 67. Brilliant. Okay. And we have got Kildare, which is good. I haven't been asked to make a state this time. I'm guessing because the state we made last time included Kildare. That does happen. So we're just taking all of Scotland's lands because they don't seem to be defending them. Leinster's fighting Ormond, which is good news for us. Divide and conquer. We've lost a general, can't do much about that. I would guess that we can probably make peace with Scotland as soon as the Lothian castle falls. No, Edinburgh Castle, I'm guessing. There you see, that's the army I was afraid of. Strangely not attacking us. Still, if we can if we can take these lands without even fighting the Scottish army, that wouldn't be a bad thing. It usually won't let you claim lands if you don't control a fort in the area. I mean, to be fair, we do control a fort in the area. I was just thinking... I'll see, that's not just the Scottish army. Right. Well, I suppose in that case we can just bring both of our armies on to defeat them. Looks like that usually comes up because we don't have a truce anymore. Scotland's retaking lands. Just realised we can now make our claims down here. I'm guessing that goes for you as well. We need to be paused for this. Okay, so I think we've got further claims on Ireland now. Castile's having a civil war right in the middle of their main war, which is kind of bad news for them. I'm just increasing relations with our allies again. Is France actually helping them? Doesn't look like they are. Oh dear, I'm not being a very good ally. Oh well, we're going to end up at odds with them anyway. Okay, awesome. Actually, I might just go straight for Ulster. Once we're in Ulster, I'm going to see if I can make peace with Scotland. Because it would make life a lot easier if we could. And we do have quite a high war score now. Let's just see if they will give us... I'm going to need a diplomat, aren't I? Okay, let's take the one from Castile back. A bit of a nuisance because it means Scotland will probably reclaim some land. But at the same time, we're only really trying to get these 3 pieces of land from Scotland. And considering we've taken a lot of their country, I'm hopeful that they will agree to it. So if we just not build spy network, sue for peace, suggest demands, they agree to it. There we go. Now Ulster's on their own. Ulster wants military access, that's fine. And we will start coring those lands. This is why we saved our admin power. But that does mean, as well as weakening Scotland, and we didn't even have to fight them, we've now got a nice pathway through to Ireland without needing any ships. We also got some money out of that. Question whether we actually want to use it or whether we're better off holding off and paying off some loans. Either way, let's send the diplomat back to Castile so we're not wasting them. And we will wait for the siege of Ulster to end. And we'll also, while I think about it, make our final claim on Brittany. So I might as well go for this piece of land. I don't see much point in claiming more than 3, especially because we have to be fairly cautious. So, should our next move be? Let's improve relations with the Papal States. That's papal land, isn't it? Oh well. Not really a problem. We've got plenty of people to worry about. Oop. Okay, let's knock this down. Eleanor of Aquitaine. Awesome. A bit of history there. So probably now we just want to improve relations with people. Can we make any claims on... We actually can. I don't know if we're actually going to use them, but let's build a spy network on Denmark. It would be handy if we could start moving this way. In some ways it would be nice if Scotland would do that bit for us. Although we have weakened them, so... may have shot ourselves in the foot there. Alright, junior partner of Burgundy. That's why they hate us. That's fair enough. Might start improving relations with some of these lands. No particular reason to be at odds with Geneva. Should be a stable government. So we've got another opportunity to lose monarch power or prestige. I'm going to go with prestige again, although I'm getting a little nervous at how low it's getting because we keep getting these. Simony. Do need the money, but we could also get money from papal influence. At the same time, we probably need the money more because we really need to get these loans paid, and that will allow us to pay a loan back. The reform progress that was mentioned in oh, here's another one. Clergy loses loyalty. Yeah, okay, we need the money again. Yeah, the Catholic reform desire is inevitable. It's pretty much guaranteed that the Reformation is going to hit. So it's not worth us taking that into account when we're looking at these decisions. Okay, I'm not interested in a diplomatic insult, Casus Belli. On the other hand, can we afford to lose even more prestige? I'm thinking no. I think we've just lost too much prestige now. We're not going to get that much, and we've already finished the war with Scotland. We're not going to get that much for defeating Ulster. So I don't think we should risk it. I'm not using a diplomat because I was expecting that castle to fall any second. She's fine, so we should be able to sue for peace. Get to a full annexation. Right. So I'm going to send my best army back to London to prepare for the War of the Roses. This army can go back to the Pale and needs a general. I didn't mention this, but you do get the option to give your ruler or your air military commands. Generally you don't want to do that unless you are keen to get rid of them, because it increases the chance that they will die. Right now, I would love to have an heir. Let me just check our diplomatic relations. Royal marriage, junior partner, royal marriage. So we've got royal marriages with everyone we're allied with. So it does not really make sense to try to make any more. But it does mean that we're in great danger of not having an heir. And the French liberty desire has somehow actually gone up. Looks like Castile are making progress there. Okay, who should we improve our relationship with? We're doing with Savoy. We're doing fine with Savoy. This stage you might as well just pick someone. I suppose we could go for the electors of the Holy Roman Empire, which is something I haven't particularly gone into because it doesn't affect us much. Very unlikely that we're going to get elected as Holy Roman Emperor though, so it's probably not really worth it. Okay, we have a lack of an heir. I think this is building up to the War of the Roses. And our chance of a new heir has gone down. Oh dear. Okay. So yeah, that's not good. And also we almost might as well just pick random German nations, especially the ones nearby, and improve relations with them. It just prepares us for when we start making war on the continent again. It looks like Portugal's helping Castile. And the civil war's more or less over. What we could do is send our navy down to help. They seem to be fixed now, so I don't particularly mind doing that. I don't think they've got any ships here, which is odd. So yeah, Straits of Gibraltar is one of those areas where you can just walk across. Haven't really mentioned this, but there tends to be a dotted line wherever you can get away with doing that. So this is the obvious one for us. So we can now just walk into Ireland, we don't need our ships to get there. Which is good news. Doesn't look like their war's going as well as one would think. While our ships are here, we're also making a bit of money by blockading these coasts. I think we're raiding them. So we do have some self-interest involved. Ooh, brilliant. Now this is really good because because she's particularly talented, because it's the first time they're considering having a female ruler, she's actually got some pretty high stats. Definitely worth having. The only time it isn't worth having is if you're the Holy Roman Emperor, because that can disqualify you, because they're very sexist. But yeah, no, that's brilliant for us. Turn it into a state, yes, that would be good. So then we have to core all of these again. The coring is instant when you do that, but it does obviously still cost us admin power. But yeah, the War of the Roses has been stopped in its tracks again because of our talented and ambitious daughter, so that is excellent. I'm half tempted to give Henry VI military command. Aha! Awesome, but I don't know how old the daughter is. Oh, she's 13, it did say. So yeah, she could probably actually take command now. So at this point, it might actually be worth making the ruler a general, simply because he's terrible. And his daughter Mary would be a fantastic replacement, so I might well consider that next time a general dies. I can finally get rid of Henry VI. I don't think we're in any danger of losing France now. They do still have high liberty desire, but I don't think... I think that's actually to do with the size of our army more than anything else. Yeah, relative army power, you see, plus 50 odd %. So once our army recovers, I don't want an alliance with Brittany. Sorry, Brittany. Let's see if there are any claims we can actually make on Norway. I've spied on Denmark rather than Norway because it hasn't worked. No neighbouring provinces. No neighbouring provinces, right, fair enough, so that was a bit of a waste. Apart from potentially damaging them. Because Norway's a subject to Denmark, so you have to spy on Denmark. It actually said, I think, if you look at Build Spy Network, you have to spy on the Overlord, Denmark instead. But we don't have any neighbouring states at the moment, so we'll have to leave all of that to Scotland. So with that in mind, maybe improve relations with Friesland. Lots of nations we can improve relations with. Right, so the Renaissance has actually appeared in Calais before London. That's because it's closest to the origin, and I think the countries nearby have already got it. If we go back to here. So now we have it in Calais, we should find it starts appearing in Kent and Sussex faster, I think, because they're across the water. How close are we to getting it in London? Very close, right, so that's going to appear in London any second as well. So we should see that go fully green. Without needing to spend any more monarch points to achieve it. and then it'll start spreading faster to all the nations around London. And what we'll find is this bar will go up, which it has. So we can now actually embrace the Renaissance for 864 ducats. The cost will go down the more it spreads, which admittedly is still going to take a while. But we obviously can't afford that yet. In fact, I think we can now pay back our final loan, thanks to all our simony, however you pronounce it, and getting money instead of prestige. Okay, so nobility wants an investment in Lancashire, which would kind of be worth it because it would help with the Renaissance. And that would actually allow us to seize land, so maybe we should go for that. The others want buildings, but I'm actually thinking let's go for prosperity of Lancashire. And that was production. That was diplomatic power. Never mind. Right, so now we've done that, we should be able to quickly seize lands, which we can't do because we're not at peace. That's annoying, so we should try to make peace with Granada. There, white peace. It will annoy Castile, but we really need to seize lands while it's not going to cause an uprising. There we go. So because none of them went below 31% loyalty, we haven't had an uprising. Military access, that is fine. Very happy to provide that. And we bring our ships back home. Checking at that. Some noble rebels. I think France can deal with those quite happily. Are any of these people ancient? Well, Scilly is ancient, but it's also a very long way away. So yeah, not particularly keen to become the ruler of a one-province nation. All that way away. Military access. Yep, no problem at all. Okay, so the Castile War is now officially no longer our problem. We have recovered from the war. Well, we've averted the War of the Roses. I'm officially going to make our ruler a general because I want rid of him, as Mary is getting older now. Well, she'll be getting older all the time. Burgundy has declared war on Savoy. Ooh, that's good news. I wonder if this would be a good time to declare war on Burgundy then. Maybe not, because they're not willing to join in. Burgundy considered to be part of the Holy Roman Empire? That's surprising. Okay, well, while our manpower recovers, maybe we should have a look at the Holy Roman Empire. So, let's do the papal blessing first. We have a few options. We are going to need legitimacy at some point, but maybe we should wait until Mary is actually the ruler. She's got an average claim, which is the slight drawback, I'm guessing because all the subjects are sexist. So her legitimacy will only be 50, but I'm not sure whether the legitimacy blessing carries on. I think it will, but just in case, let's go with something else. Not as fussed about usury now, even though it is still helpful, but we no longer have inflation. So it looks like the only ones that we haven't claimed, that we can claim, well, we've currently got Blessed Ruler, basically, and Papal Blessing, which apparently is a modifier. So we can either have Commercial Monopoly, which increases our mercantilism, also tells us what it is, or we can have a levy church tax. At this stage, our trade is not that large a part of our income, so levy church tax is a better option. So that will give us more money. I believe we are gaining money. We are, which is good, because we want the best financial foundation we can get before trying to do colonialism. As a basic rule, colonialism, it's going to cost us 3 ducats a month per colonist, and we're going to end up with 3 colonists, so we need an extra 9 ducats per month. That's a lot of money. Okay, anyway, so Holy Roman Empire. We have 2 ways of looking at them. This is the easy way. We actually have a map, which is very difficult to click on because it keeps flashing up information. But you can still click on it even though you can't see it. Military access is fine. So this is the Holy Roman Empire. The shaded bits are areas that are controlled by someone who isn't in the Empire. It's not really a problem for us, but it does make the point that Burgundy is not part of the Empire, so I don't understand why Austria has an issue with us attacking them. Which is interesting. Okay. But yeah, so basically, anytime we're attacking anyone in this area, there's a danger that everyone else will join in, especially the Emperor, who is currently Austria and our ally. So, but the other aspect of it is that our aggressive expansion is going to be insane when we take any of these areas. So we're going to have to be very careful when we go in here. You're probably looking at 1 or 2 provinces each time there's a war. We're going to expand very slowly in this area because we're at great danger of coalitions from the whole group, which is exactly the problem we had when we took France. They weren't part of the Holy Roman Empire, but they were just all really nervous. But yeah, it does look like Flanders isn't a part of it, so we can at least attack Flanders without any major issues, which is worth knowing. I'm looking at this area again simply because Burgundy's gone to war, so they'll be less willing to join in with any wars. We still have very high aggressive expansion, so even if we attack, we don't necessarily want to take much. It's worth being aware of. The other thing we can look at is down here, Holy Roman Empire. This affects us a bit, not a huge amount. What basically happens is the more powerful the Emperor becomes, even though they're an ally, the more dangerous this empire on our doorstep becomes. So we will be very happy if they become less powerful. That's measured by their imperial authority, which currently is going up. But once the Reformation hits, it will probably fall apart, and the computer isn't very good at dealing with it. But the other aspect of the empire is these electors. Basically, the empire, because it's not really an empire, the emperor is elected every time they die, so there's no guarantee that Ladislaus's heir, the next ruler of Austria, will become the emperor. You can see whom they're going to vote for. At the moment it's the empire. The little numbers indicate how likely they are to vote for us, which is realistically never going to happen. I mean, it's possible to get voted in, so these are the people we would want to have good relations with. These are the electors. But it's not something I'm really considering. It doesn't really make sense as Britain. We just need to be aware of it, but the more this falls apart, the happier we will be because we can take chunks out of them. But back to the opportunity raised by Burgundy attacking. Who are their allies? Right, so at the moment only Nevers will join in if we attack Flanders, but we do have a truce with them. So we can't afford to attack them right now. Okay. We could attack Burgundy. They're allied with Scotland and Castile would help. That's a possibility, but we could do with a royal marriage ending first because we will lose stability and gain war exhaustion. For some reason attacking Burgundy we won't get any help at all. And there are a few people who will still join in. Switzerland will not, because they're already involved in the war with Savoy. Yeah, honestly none of that's looking all that appealing. I'm kind of feeling maybe we should keep focusing on Ireland. It's not like we don't still have massive aggressive expansion in this part of the world. It's just that Burgundy is quite powerful, so any opportunity we have to take a bit of land from them, especially these lands because they are very rich. Maybe as the war goes on we can consider a few more attacks. I'm just going to improve relations with some random nations. Actually, Bohemia might be a good option. Okay. Let's just progress things. I want to get our manpower at least to the point where our armies start recovering. Steel has finished their civil war, which is good. Oh, truce with Flanders has ended. Okay. Right. Well, let's just check Burgundy again. Yeah, that's not good. Are they still at war? They are still at war. However, Flanders, at the moment, who they got? Oldenburg. I don't think Oldenburg's very big. And Nevers. We'll only be taking 2 provinces, but they're not actually part of the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, I have to say, that's quite tempting. Apart from anything else, we haven't looked at this much, because it hasn't really come up a great deal, but they are part of the English Channel trade node, and we want as much power there as possible. So if we could take a couple of provinces from Flanders, I don't even know if we need our entire army. Tempted to put Henry in charge, but yeah, that probably doesn't make sense. Might as well get our whole army, I suppose. At least have them nearby. Gotta remember our manpower hasn't started recovering yet. It just seems like an opportunity because I'm worried that Flanders will be taken over by someone else or will make an important alliance, which will stop us from being able to take their lands quite so easily. Where is Oldenburg? I'm sure it's up here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure we need to worry about Oldenburg, and their other one is Nevers, who France can handily deal with for us. I don't think we need a full army for this. Move our ships there. I think this will go pretty smoothly. So it's just what effect it has on our aggressive expansion taking these 2 provinces. But I just think this is too good to pass up. So let's go in. And you get 2 provinces that we want. Give any aggressive expansion we have in Ireland and Scotland time to recover as well. So we are at slight danger of a coalition reforming, but I'm hoping because they're not part of the Holy Roman Empire, and because we're only taking 2 provinces, that we will get away with it. Apparently we can now call Austria in. That's nice of them, but I don't think we need them, honestly. I don't even know if Oldenburg will end up fighting us. You got to remember, on the continent we do have France on our side. Admittedly, they're not doing very much. Might just try and improve relations with them again. But yeah, I can't see that we need Austria to come in just for Oldenburg. Oh, France is helping with the navy, so that's something. They're keeping Oldenburg pinned down. Okay, so this is a general good thing. We've got a skill true trader who is 50% cheaper. So, plus we don't need improved relations as much now. How are we doing for money? We're actually doing pretty well for money. This might be worth having. So yeah, instead of 185, he's 0.92. Let's go for him. Plus his trade efficiency might improve our money a little. So probably worthwhile. Let's improve relations with the Palatinate. And I don't know, Munster. Guessing this castle will fall first. I'm not sure why they're doing absolutely nothing to attack Nevers. Kind of wondering if conquering Flanders might be enough though. Okay, government reform progress I don't think is that important. Certainly not compared to stability. Noble rising in France, a bigger one, but they're perfectly capable of dealing with it. I'm guessing Navarra will be... oh! Well, they've reoccupied Ghent. Okay, I'm going to send you, but you should be able to go straight back. And we're actually going to lose. That's embarrassing. Okay, well, with that in mind, I am now going to call Austria in. And I'm going to hope that these people retreat somewhere sensible. Okay, so not ideal, but not terrible either. Might just stick with this for now. So that's Nevers and that's Flanders. France is being deeply unhelpful. I guess they haven't quite forgiven us for conquering them yet. We've lost our admiral now. Which is extremely annoying. Might just take him back to Norfolk and get another one. I thought we'd already called Austria in. And I accidentally called someone else in. Oh well. Not to worry. Really hoping our siege ends first, considering how much longer it's been going on. Yeah, we called Castile in. That was not intentional. Never mind. Okay, let's head there and retake that land. I really think Castile would be able to claim it, but just in case. So with these people being free province, they sort of borderline worth vassalizing, but once we vassalize them we would probably end up having to naturalize their membership, so probably not worth it. Oh, brilliant. Yep, happy to accept that. Get what we wanted. Which is fine. Go by first provinces. They're quite high value, so cost a fair bit to core. We do have a rebel uprising coming from Scotland as well, which is unfortunate, but can't be helped. Let's get a new admiral. And This seems to be our biggest army, so we'll just take them across to Scotland to deal with the uprising. Still, I do think that was worth it. Yeah, no chance of us attacking Burgundy right now. Plus our manpower's taking a serious hit. Right, let us look at buildings. Look at taxation. Right, so if we look up here, we can see the highest value provinces. I would definitely argue that anything of 16 or above, sorry, 0.16 or above is worth building. So I'm going to actually chuck a bit of money at it now. So they'll take a while to build, but when we get them, it should improve our prosperity, which will put us in good shape for the colonialism later. I'm also wondering about trade. Yeah, so we don't have a marketplace in London yet. You see, that is worth a lot. It's not quite as definite as the tax. When you look at the taxation, I think this is what we actually get in ducats per month. So 0.14 ducats is actually not bad. The trade is a little less certain. Trade tends to change a lot. But as always, the higher the better, and plus 18 is so much better than everyone else that it's definitely worth having a marketplace in London. So, well worth building. Okay, so with that in mind, I think I might stop there. Got a load of diplomats sitting around doing nothing, so we do need to deal with that. So yeah, we've made a bit of headway. We took Ulster, a bit of Scotland, so we joined our nations together. We do still need to keep pushing west, but at least we gave them a bit of chance to recover. Leinster has improved to the point that they might almost be worth allying and vassalling, possibly, especially if we take any more land. There's a checkbox to sort of show that. You see we've got a big tick there that we could actually make them vassals. So it'd be a bit like what we have with France, except they give us money as well. Oh yeah, and we took a couple of provinces from Flanders. So I think they were the people we got Burgundy to release. So we kind of had this in mind at the time. I don't know if we can actually make claims on Nevers. So I didn't worry too much about their part in the war. But this has allowed us to creep a little along and take a bit more power in the English Channel trade node, which we really do want to take if possible. We do, I think, have a mission for that. I think it's monopolise the channel. But yeah, so not a lot happened. Well, no, quite a bit happened actually. Nearly had the War of the Rose again because the heir died, but we have made Mary our heir. She's now 17. Henry VI has sadly not died, but he is the... I'm going to try and make him the acting general for Ireland, and hopefully he will... Sorry, this seems really mean, but if you look at his stats compared to Mary's, it's rare you get a king as bad as him. So, plus I think having her in charge may prevent the War of the Roses as well. So, yeah, I think the sooner we can get a queen, the better. It'll give us a legitimacy hit, but we can deal with that. But yes, so we have a princess with great stats who will hopefully take over our nation as soon as possible. We have made some important gains. I mean, honestly, this one's probably more important. It does mean, I think, that we're right up against the Holy Roman Empire now. Yeah, so we can't head any further east without risking their wrath. It will have increased our aggressive expansion again, but not by much. It's 27, I think it was maybe down to 23 or 25. But yeah, it's those provinces are well worth having. They are very valuable once we've finished coring them. And the Renaissance hit, sort of. It at least started spreading in our country. Yeah, we're in a position where we could pay for it now if we had the money, or we're willing to take the loans, but I'm just hoping it will naturally spread a bit. Once we've called these provinces, they actually already have the Renaissance, so that will actually probably help. But Oxford at least is well on its way. Sussex is, Kent is, Essex is definitely on its way, so we should find that it starts popping up in more provinces and this cost will start going down, this bar will start going to green. It has to be a little bit green for us to actually be able to embrace it, and we will hopefully then stop falling behind and we'll be able to hopefully catch up on all the technology. But yeah, so that was good, fairly successful. We may have annoyed Castile a bit by not really joining in their war, but we nominally did, and we did send some ships down, pulled out early, but what can you do? We do have to look after our own interests. So yeah, that was pretty good. Slow and steady progress. Nothing too dramatic, but where the opportunities arose, we took them, and we have become very slightly more powerful. So it's all good. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.